like Trapboy, let it go. Like, let it go, bro. It's over.
It's never could be let go. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some people probably won't never understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you let go of your partner? How could you let go a nigga talking about your partner that was just dead? Like, how could you let go having to look out for your partner kids and shit like that, talk to your partner and their mamas and shit. You watching multiple people cry. You see what I'm saying? So some people might understand, but they really just don't understand how for real that shit is. Like, nigga, I ain't sparing nobody's feelings. When nobody sparing our feelings, that shit went on 3 years. And they only talking about this little one funky year. They better let that shit go.
Yeah. So how long are you gonna keep this shit going?
Since the first day he dropped the first diss song. So you go on YouTube, wherever he put it at, and go look at the date, and that's how long I'm gonna do it.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about Trapboy Freddy. Freddy is basically Yella Beezy's counterpart, his right-hand man, his evil twin, right? And during the beef with Mo3 and Yella Beezy, Trapboy Freddy was hella involved. He was with Yella Beezy every step of the way. These two were making diss records about Mo3 together, the whole 9 yards, right? And the clip we watched at the beginning of this video was from an interview that Trapboy Freddy did with Say Cheese, almost exactly 1 year after Mo3 was killed, and you can hear Sean Cotton asking him why he hadn't let the beef go yet, because after Mo3 died, Trapboy Freddy made it a point to continue to diss Mo3. And we seen this manifest itself in records like Laugh Now that he put out, where he has some highly suspect lyrics that seem to be talking about the whole situation with Mo3 getting ran down on the highway. And in an interview, you can hear him say, bro, I'm not letting nothing go. Mo3 was dissing us for years, so I'm gonna continue to diss him for years. Now, obviously, we seen Yella Beezy get arrested the other day for basically dropping a bag on Mo3's head. The authorities are saying that he paid Keywan White, which is the guy that shot Mo3, to perform this hit. And a lot of people have been wondering, is Trapboy Freddy next? Now, when it comes to Yella Beezy, I've had a lot of people hit me up asking me for the details about it, and I've done my best to try to get any type of affidavit or arrest warrants, but I haven't had any success with it. I'm not the only one, man. Even the big news stations haven't been able to get the details about this arrest.
We usually are able to get an arrest warrant affidavit. That's where we get a summary of the evidence in the case, but because this case was a grand jury referral, we don't have access to that information. So exactly how Conway is linked to the murder for hire plot is unknown, but it was strong enough information for the grand jury.
Got it. So the murder or hit was almost 5 years ago. What's Conway's current status?
So at last check, jail records show that Conway is still in jail being held on a $2 million bond. If he is able to bond out, there's a list of things that he would have to abide by to be in those rules and regulations until his court appearance.
Due to the lack of details that have come out about this case so far, people have speculated that maybe Trapboy Freddy will be next. You also have people on the opposite side of that aisle saying, nah, if the police were going to arrest Trapboy Freddy, they would have already done it when they arrested Yella Beezy. But the truth is, right now, we just don't know how involved Trapboy was with this, if he was involved at all. What I do know is since the arrest of Yella Beezy, we seen Trapboy Freddy go on Instagram. He posted this right here. It's a picture of some chicken tenders, and he said, woo, these dudes be tender, right? Then he posted this. It says, I'm just vibing, twin. And he's pretty much trying to act like he is unbothered, or maybe he really is unbothered. He posted some videos showing himself going and getting some brand new grills. Like I said, he's trying to publicly look like he is unfazed, but Trapboy Freddy might actually have something to worry about, because if you remember, when Mo3 died, he was ran down on the interstate or on the highway. And out of all the places in the world that Trapboy could have been at that time, it turns out he was also on that highway. And we know that because he posted this video right here where he was talking about traffic being backed up.
Man, whoever got the motherfucking freeway blocked out need to get y'all shit together, dog. God damn. Nick can't even get on the fucking freeway. Man, Law got the freeway blocked off all the way on Poke, dog. The fuck they got going?
Now, that video is highly suspicious because, like I said, out of everywhere in the world Trapboy could have been, it just so happens that he was on the highway at the exact time that Mo3 was gunned down. Now, it's not exactly evidence that he was involved, but it is just a very substantial coincidence, right? It doesn't necessarily prove that he was involved in anything. And if that's the only video that we had, then it wouldn't look nearly as bad for Trapboy Freddy. But that's not the only video we had, because after Mo3 died, we seen Trapboy Freddy going live. He was previewing this song called Shirt. It's kind of like a remix of the Yin Yang Twin song Whistle While You Twerk, except for it was, you know, put him on a shirt. And in this song, Trapboy Freddy has some very highly suspect lyrics where he is very clearly talking about Mo3. Lyrics like, you was doing all that dissing, we left your bitch ass on 35, which is the highway that Mo3 died on. He had lyrics in this song like, Freddy ain't an amateur, I know how to handle you. It wasn't really his fault, he just needed a new manager. Clearly talking about Rainwater, right? And all around, this is a pretty wild look.
What's the point of going #1 if you can't see it, nigga? Put him on a shirt. Right up, these niggas retarded. Put him on a shirt. Put him on a shirt. These niggas retarded. Alright, watch this. Dissing on that track, left his little bitch ass on 35. What he doing over there? That boy that from the drop another CD, shit he dead. I can't trip about it. Too many lights you get. Oh, we in the ground, 200,000 going dig him at it. He was slipping by that. Every time some gangster happen, he wanted to. That nigga ain't pop shit, he died muscle. Freddy, he can't rap. Freddy ass strap. It's the rap flop. Freddy in the trap. Tag him in, like I'm hurt. DJ, I know how to handle it. It really wasn't his fault. He needed a new manager. Run him like an elder when he ran out of stamina. Blouse to my name, trying to.
Now, I can't lie, it's moments like that and a moment on the highway that had people looking sideways at Trapboy Freddy like maybe he had some involvement. In fact, I distinctly remember when it all went down, some people were more suspicious of Trapboy Freddy than they were of Yella Beezy. I don't think any of these clips prove that Trapboy Freddy was involved with it, but I think at a minimum, it proves that he had some kind of knowledge of what happened. He was definitely proud that he quote unquote took the W here. And like I said, after the arrest of Yella Beezy, people are wondering, does Trapboy Freddy have anything to worry about? And I'm gonna give my honest opinion here. I think, you know, probably so. You know, there is a bunch of different criminal charges that you can be charged with when something like this happens. One is you can be the shooter, you can be charged for pulling the trigger. Two is you could be like Yella Beezy, the person who they're saying dropped the bag to make this happen. And on top of that, man, you can be considered a co-conspirator if you knew this was gonna happen, if you assisted in any way, if you were aware of the details and kept it a secret, you can be charged. Now, I'm hearing people say that Yella Beezy was charged because this Keywan White guy, which is the guy that pulled the trigger, is allegedly telling, which, I mean, does make sense because Keywan White has been waiting since 2021 for his trial in this case. He hasn't went to trial yet and hasn't been convicted of it. So it does make sense that he was biding his time and possibly feeding information to the authorities, and they've been doing an investigation ever since. That explains why Yella Beezy was arrested, but maybe all they have at this point is enough to just arrest Yella Beezy. It doesn't necessarily exonerate Trapboy Freddy. It took them 5 years to come pick Beezy up. I would not be surprised if in a couple of weeks or months we see them picking Trapboy Freddy up as well, especially as more details about everything that went down come out and come to light. Keep in mind, we don't even have the affidavit yet stating everything that the police know. It's possible that Keywan White only had details about Yella Beezy, but there was another guy arrested. His name was Devin Brown. In the grand jury referral that we seen come down, we only heard them mention Keywan White. We haven't heard anything about this Devin Brown guy. And it's possible that Yella Beezy was arrested based on details that Keywan gave them. Maybe the same will happen to Trapboy Freddy if this Devin Brown guy starts talking, because he also has not been convicted and has been waiting on trial. At this point, it's all speculation. I know that we have heard Trapboy Freddy speak on this in that Say Cheese interview that we watched at the beginning of this clip. And when he was asked pretty much if he had any type of involvement with it, he pretty much gave the classic rapper answer of, nah, bro, this is just all entertainment, which we now know, at least for Yella Beezy, it wasn't just entertainment. Being Yella Beezy's right hand man kind of makes me think maybe Trapboy wasn't being so truthful in this interview.
You know, when the situation happened, a lot of people felt like, you know, popping bottles and
Yeah.
the shit that was on Instagram, people felt it was distasteful because, you know, a lot of gangsters was speaking up and they felt as though real gangsters move in silence. They don't celebrate.
That's what the fuck I was saying all the years before that. But wasn't nobody saying nothing then. So all that's out the window. I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? They thinking about moving in silence as if getting yourself in some real life trouble. I ain't gonna get myself in no trouble. I ain't no fool. So rap, we just rap. I learned all that shit off the internet. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't nothing. I ain't no goofy. This shit, I'm way smarter than all them dumb ass niggas. So this ain't nothing, but I'm just getting some money right now. This all we doing. We just making money. Sitting back.
So this is just for entertainment. This ain't for no street
yeah, man, this
shit,
ain't for nothing, man. This entertainment business only. This rap. This is chess, you know what I'm saying? The real chess. Show a nigga how to make money out of bad situations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I guess only time will tell. We're going to have to wait and see if Trapboy Freddy is implicated in this thing at any point during time. You know, it's been 5 years and it's crazy to say, but we're still at the start of this thing. You know, Keywan White, Devin Brown, Yella Beezy, they're all going to have to go to court. They're all going to have to try to present the best defense that they can so that they can get the least amount of time possible. And it's possible that Trapboy Freddy's name gets brought up at some point during this. As of right now, he's not accused of nothing. He hasn't been arrested on nothing. Everything in this video is pretty much alleged except for the clips where we can see him doing the things that, you know, we talked about. As of right now, Trapboy isn't under any suspicion that I know of by the police to be arrested, but there's definitely some very interesting things going on surrounding this case, and I figured we could take a minute to talk about it. But yeah, man, that's basically what we got. Y'all gotta let me know what y'all think about it in the comments down below. Anyways, that's basically it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, tap the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. As always, it's been fun rocking with y'all, man. I'm out.